Virginie Haas, Vice President Global ITS Cloud Sales and Strategy, Global Technology Services at IBM. Welcome, Virginie, to the Middle East. What is your take on the Cloud Confex? Do you think the Cloud Confex is a relevant event to happen for regional enterprises at this time of the year?
Assalamu alaikum. I'm very honored to be with you today. So regarding your question about the interest of getting this conference today, I would say definitely yes for two reasons. The first reason is because our assumption, and we saw Forrester saying the same, is that 40 to 50% of the customers of the world, of the enterprise, are currently looking at cloud. This does not mean that they did implement cloud computing, but they are looking at that very proactively and carefully. This is the first reason. The second reason, it happens that we hold our CIO conference two days ago in Dubai, and I can tell you that there is a huge interest in what is happening around the cloud computing. So for these two reasons, yes, congratulations, this is exactly the right moment to do this stuff.
What do you think are the major challenges that an enterprise might face when it looks into cloud technologies and services, especially in developing markets like the Middle East?
Okay. So the first, I would say, challenge is a big opportunity. The opportunity is about potential new business model that the enterprise will be able to put in place through the usage of cloud computing. There will be an opportunity for innovation regarding enterprise business model. And I believe that this region, because of what I saw about the capability to innovate here, has a great play here. This is the first thing. Now we get three concerns that we need to look carefully about. The first one is about security. And this is something at IBM that we are very used about that, and we worked for years with our clients about this security stuff. And regarding cloud, we did create some specific offering either from a consulting perspective or from a delivery perspective on the security side. The second is about the network. Of course, cloud computing has a lot to do with the network. Without network, you cannot do cloud computing. So same approach. IBM has a big experience, has very good partnership in this arena, and you probably saw that we announced recently offerings for cloud service provider in order to help them to create offering that will be more cloud efficient. The third challenge is about integration. Cloud will not replace everything within a company. So you absolutely need, when implementing a solution for cloud, we do believe that you need to integrate this within the existing IT and existing overall organization. So from our perspective, there is a very big opportunity to deliver new business models. Okay, this is the first one. There are three things to look at it carefully: integration, security, and network, and we get the offerings either from a consulting or from a delivery perspective in order to help our clients regarding these concerns.
Virginie, you will be going on stage in a little while to address the audience at the Cloud Confex. So what can we expect from your session?
I have been given clear objective by the team here. They told me, do it simple. Try to explain things simply, what is about cloud computing. Do clarify what is about the IBM strategy. And the IBM strategy is very simple. Whatever the model, there is not a right or a wrong model for cloud computing. There is one model that does fit with the objective of the company from a strategic direction perspective, from an ROI perspective, from a security perspective. And we think we are ideally positioned in order to support our client, whatever the solution he wants to implement, either private or public or hybrid. And we are also positioned for consulting. So my objective is to show why we are positioned in order to support our clients with a good approach from a transformation business model perspective and from an IT perspective.
Fantastic, Virginie. Do you think that the Cloud Confex should be an annual event, and will you be back next year if it is?
I would say that this is the first time, okay? So we see today, we are very happy to be here today. There is a big booth here today. I hope that we will get a feedback from our customers, and that they will appreciate. If they do appreciate, and if they say this is the right place to be, then we will be. If not, this will be a different story.
Thank you, Virginie, for joining us and for having the patience to give us a detailed idea of what IBM is doing with cloud computing. I hope you have a fantastic GITEX, you enjoy your time in Dubai, and I hope to see you again next year.
I love Dubai, and I thank you very much for your warm welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. We're still in front of the Sheikh Maktoum Hall in front of Cloud Confex, and we have with us today Heath Janssen, Head of Cloud EMEA for Red Hat. So Heath, what do you think is the relevance of having an entire conference on cloud this year in the Middle East?
Okay, so I think it's very relevant to have a conference on cloud in the Middle East. Cloud computing is a very sort of important trend in the IT industry, and what we can see is that especially in the Middle East, it still has to sort of start off. So I think it's exactly the timing is right to have a conference for cloud computing here, because what we see is that there's not a lot of local presence yet for hosting providers that may spin up a cloud service, for example. But there's a lot of demand that we see here in the local market for cloud services. So I think the time is exactly right to sort of start a conference now and speak about how to build clouds for the Middle East.
One of the things that's confusing the regional market is the different definitions of cloud that is floating around. So how does Red Hat define cloud?
Okay. So yeah, definition of cloud is of course an interesting topic, and many things have been said about it. I think it's easiest to define by talking about a few attributes of cloud. So one attribute of cloud is definitely sort of the elastic scalability. So the fact that you can get more resources and less resources on demand without having to sort of make any upfront investments. That's probably the main sort of defining property of clouds. The other property would be indeed no capex and only sort of ongoing cost.
What can we expect from Red Hat in terms of cloud technologies, solutions and services for the region in 2011?
Yeah. So Red Hat has actually launched a pretty ambitious program with regards to clouds. One thing that we're doing is our so-called Cloud Foundations program. And what this does, it sort of integrates the different Red Hat technologies to form a unified cloud stack. Because in order to do cloud computing well, you need to have more than just either the virtualization layer or the operating system. It actually requires that you have multiple levels and multiple sort of software together that are working together. So we need to have virtualization, we need to have an operating system, we need to have middleware and also management. And there's actually just two companies in the world that have this complete stack, which are Red Hat and Microsoft. So with this Cloud Foundations, we'll be rolling out subsequently this architecture of integrating Red Hat products and creating a private or public cloud from, say, all the assets in the Red Hat portfolio.
Is Red Hat working on any cloud projects or implementations with regional enterprises today?
Yes, we are definitely working with multiple local and regional enterprises to build clouds in our Cloud Foundations program. So we've seen a lot of interest. We think the timing is right, and we are actually in active negotiation with multiple parties on providing the technology and the services for them to build regional clouds.
Fantastic. Do you think that the Cloud Confex should become an annual event? And if it does, will you be back next year?
Well, we'll definitely want to be back here. I mean, the event so far has been great. We've had lots of meetings on cloud actually with CEOs and head of technologies from various companies over here. So I'm sure we'll be back if there's another Cloud Confex here next year.
We have with us today Noman Khadir, Senior Manager for Channels at the Middle East and North Africa, Greece and Turkey for Citrix. So Noman, just wanted to know a little bit more about what you think about the Cloud Confex. What do you think is the relevance of having this conference on cloud technologies at this point in time in the Middle East?
I think there's a lot of relevance given the current situation in the market. Recession, people are still coming out of it, so a lot of people are looking at ROI and TCO. They're looking towards the cloud to see how they can optimize the current IT resources. So I think it's the right time, especially in the Middle East, for us to talk about cloud conferencing. There are multiple players who've emerged. Pretty much all the vendors are talking about cloud as we speak at the moment. The most relevant players to the market are the ones who are going to succeed. Generally speaking, the timing is right, the opportunity is there, and like I said, the players who bring the maximum value to the customers and the channel today are the ones who are going to succeed in this market.
There are so many multiple definitions of the cloud that that's no longer funny.
Yeah.
So how does Citrix look at cloud technologies?
For us, I mean, cloud is definitely the future, and you'll hear that generic statement from many vendors today. Cloud becomes more and more relevant in the future simply because today IT assets have not really given the flexibility to end users that it should have over the years. Citrix today believes that at the end of the day, desktops and all assets associated with end user computing in a corporate environment are going to move to the cloud in the future. We've just announced our V-Alliance with Microsoft, and it's no surprise that Microsoft today controls most of the desktops. On server virtualization, Citrix, along with some competitors, has been there for some time. However, we still believe that we are in the incubation stage as far as customers are concerned. It's starting to pick up at the moment, but we really believe that in the next 3 to 5 years, cloud is the way forward for all enterprise computing, and even so much so for SMBs as well.
Citrix is an active participant at this year's Cloud Confex. You in fact have a speaker going on in one of the sessions. So what can we expect from Citrix in the Cloud Confex? What is he talking about?
So today we are possibly the only vendor that's out there who can actually bring the promise of cloud to reality. We are completely ready from a networking perspective, from a server virtualization perspective, from a desktop virtualization perspective. All the nuts and bolts that are required to make cloud a reality are available today with Citrix Systems. And we are the only vendor that have the experience of the last 20 years managing end user computing to bring cloud to reality. More and more players will emerge, and more players will catch up with us in the next coming, I would say, months and years. However, if customers are looking at adopting cloud services today, be it a private or a public cloud, Citrix has a complete offering available today, and that's what we are talking about and professing as well in the Cloud Conf.
Fantastic. Do you think that the Cloud Confex should become an annual event, and will Citrix be back if it is next year?
I think absolutely. Cloud is the way to go, like I said. Industry players are talking about it, analysts are talking about it, customers are demanding it because that's the only new hope that they have to freeing themselves and being really managing the dynamic environment of IT. So cloud definitely should be discussed on an annual basis. I think there's a need to do more in terms of the practical impact and seeing things happen in this region more and more. As far as Citrix is concerned, we are committing to the cloud here and worldwide, so I don't see any reason why Citrix won't be the dominant player in cloud computing now and moving forward as well.
Thank you, Noman, for joining us today.
It's my pleasure.
I hope you have a fantastic GITEX.
Brilliant.
And I look forward to seeing you again next year.
Thank you very much for having us here. Thank you very much.